Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors, and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll visit the Aspen Drive Library to learn about an expansion program that has recently been given the green light. We'll also learn about programs and services available through the Cook Memorial Library District. We'll stop by the Vernon Hills Park District to talk about a wide range of opportunities, including fun features of the Vernon Hills Family Aquatic Center, a selection of summer camp programs, and a variety of upcoming special events. We'll head to Hawthorne Mall, where the skate room offers sharp skates and fast ice for skaters of all levels. And we'll touch base with Countryside Fire, who reminds us to keep our neighborhood fire hydrants clear and accessible all year long. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.
Welcome to the Aspen Drive Library, part of the Cook Memorial Library System. We're with Executive Director David Archer. And David, thanks for taking the time. And over the last months and even years, we've talked about how busy the library is, how it's just packed with people, one of the highest used libraries around. And you've been looking to expand, and now you've got the go-ahead. Let's talk about library expansion, a pretty exciting topic.
Be glad to. We, as you say, Lynn, we're very busy. We get 250,000 visitors per year on average here at Aspen.
That's bodies walking in.
That is bodies walking in who check out around 400,000 items per year. So we're well loved. We've been on this program for the past couple of years, as you say, sort of charting our momentum towards this expansion. And in January, our Board of Trustees approved a resolution going forward with an addition here at Aspen Drive that will give some much needed space here at the library.
Okay, let's talk about, well, and before we get started, that process, the trustees approved it. As we're kind of in election time and we see all the political campaigns out there, it's always good to remember that there's no referendum at all that's needed for this because you're taking care of it with your own fund.
That's correct. We have, our board over the years has set aside a portion of money every year to set aside for construction such as this. So we will contribute about $1.5 to $2 million in cash towards the cost of the project, which will be about $6.75 million. That includes all expenses from architectural renderings to construction management to equipping and furnishing it. The balance of that $6.75 million will be paid through a loan in which will be paid from our operating budget for the next 20 years. And that payment will not affect any of our current services, staffing, or collections. Will still be the same old library that everyone's expected us to be.
It's always good to get that financial part out because there's some people that the finances are the key, and then for others it's the services that you offer here. And let's talk about how this expansion is going to be able to just give you a little breathing room and be able to improve that. And let's start by, where is this going to happen? Like, this is a beautiful building as it is. What's going to change here to see this addition?
Well, the expansion will occur on the northeast part of the building. So if for our regular visitors to Aspen Drive, as you walk in the door, just keep walking straight ahead towards the meeting rooms, or excuse me, the study rooms, and you'll run into the area that will be the new entrance to the children's wing. And you mentioned the space constraints. So one of the things that we've noted really since day one back in July of 2010 when it opened is that we just don't have enough space for everyone, but especially for our families and young children who use the library. So this expanded space, which will be 7,500 square feet on the main level and 7,500 square feet unfinished basement. The main level will be occupied by a new children's room that we'll be able to develop from the ground up. That's going to really provide some nice spaces for children of all ages and families.
Well, that's exciting too, because I know puts families at ease too, because they're all in a section. They don't have to, even though this is an energetic place, everybody's energetic together back over there, and you can kind of split your services that way. What do you see happening over there? You've got a beautiful children's area here.
Well, we will have space for some programming. So right now the programming occurs in our meeting room, which isn't really in the children's area. So what we want to do is have an opportunity to have story times and crafts in the children's area itself. And of course, anyone who's ever been to Aspen Drive knows that seating is limited. We'll have much more seating options for our patrons, as well as space for our collections as well. And I'll add, Lynn, that the existing building will see an expansion of space for our adult and teen users. So again, a shortage of space to just sit and study quietly is lacking right now, and certainly with the children's area going into the new wing, we'll have a lot of opportunities to make some improvements in the existing building as well.
When we talk about that, people come here. This is a gathering place. This is a study place. This is a research place. And so it is. People head here to not just pick up and go. They stay here and work. And so to have those extra space.
Exactly, and we find a lot of people come in to use this space to work from, even if they're working from home, they can bring the laptop here in the library. We have very heavy usage of our 2 study rooms, and with the new expansion, we'll be able to have up to 5, possibly even 6 study rooms for patrons to use. And so that's going to be an important feature of our new building.
Okay, so even though for the most part the new space is somewhat dedicated to the little kids, everybody adjusts and gets a little bit more out of the pit.
Everyone gets a little bit more elbow room. This is a 20,000 square foot building, so with an additional 7,500 square feet, you certainly get some space.
And we see on the pictures, it looks like it's got that same glass look that this beautiful windows we have here. So it's a nice area open look.
It's a gorgeous building, and the one thing we wanted to make sure is that the addition complemented the existing building. And as you say, a lot of glass windows overlooking this beautifully landscaped area. So the new children's wing will overlook a nice green space with beautiful mornings with the sun shining in. Yeah.
That's why this is such a nice place to go on a cold winter day. It's just bright and airy in here. And when you said the unfinished space underneath, is that for future? Is that for your behind the scenes type work?
It is for future expansion. We will be using it for some much needed storage at this point. We do have some storage of collections currently in the northern part of the existing building. That will go down into the basement, and that space will be used to house staff offices, which will then be turned into existing space for our patrons.
I see. So everybody gets a little bit more room. And when you talk about, we've talked about this for a while, as you said, this library was a hard-fought-for dream for a long time, even before it opened in 2010. If you go back and they'll tell you stories about the library that used to be in the Village Hall basement that was so highly used, then this place opened. And like you said, very, very busy from the very beginning. So you've been dreaming and planning and working toward this. Now what kind of a time frame are we looking before we see like somebody digging in the ground or the doors open?
Well, the great thing here is that we have the calendar year of 2018 to plan formally for this expansion. So the board has seen conceptual drawings done by the architects to give them a feel for what we could get for the amount of money that we're able to spend. The rest of 2018 will be spent working with our architects and our construction manager and with the village to come up with a final design that incorporates all the sort of things that we want to see in this building, with the intention of breaking ground for construction, the construction year 2019. So somewhere in the spring of 2019 with completion later that year.
Okay. And it's the sort of thing, though, you'll stay open even through that.
Definitely. One of the things that we have asked our construction management firms who will be guiding this process is to make sure that while this expansion is going on, that services are unaffected in the existing building. Yeah.
Well, it's like historic to be able to come here and talk about that, because we've talked about dreams and we've
Right.
come all the way through from beginning to this point. So that's really exciting. And I know you have information posted on your website so that some people can continue to go and get updated.
We do. cooklib.org/Aspen is where you can go to see a conceptual drawing of the expansion, as well as any other related news. We'll update that page as information becomes available.
Well, and let's talk about, again, you said, we talked about how widely this space is used. People come in here for meetings, for classes. They use the internet. They use the computers. They use your resources here. And in the past, we've said it's not what you remember as the library I grew up with. It's a very, it's got multifacets and a lot of things going on. And when we talk about that, that's something people should really come in and see, although a lot of things they can do from home. But to really tap into the library, the first thing you need is you have to get signed up. You have to get that library card or that library number so you can use it whether virtually or right here.
That's correct. And if you live in the library district, and feel free to call us to see if you are. The boundaries can be a little bit odd. But essentially, if you belong to our library district, you then have the ability to not only check out materials here from the library, but as you say, use our library virtually. We have a wide variety of what we call e-library material. That's digital books audiobooks available for you to read or listen to on your tablet or personal device. We have digital magazines, and we make it easy for people to use technology to help manage their accounts. So in addition to be able to renew either by phone or walking in, we have a new service called ShopBomb, which enables you to renew via text. And it will remind you, we will remind you via text when your items are due, and you simply have to punch in a couple keys and it will be renewed. Or if it happens to not be renewable, it'll tell you, nope, sorry, you've got to bring that item back. But we make it as easy as possible for you to help manage your account.
So that's the sort of thing where you can sign up for all those kind of features.
Yes, sign up here at the library. We'd be glad to show you how the benefits of ShopBomb.
Well, we talk about how that it's free to use this if you're, especially if you're in the district. Now, how does one actually come and get a library card? Is it tough?
It is not tough. If your driver's license has your current address and you live in the district, just bring it in and we'll issue a card. If you are new to the area and your driver's license doesn't have your current address, just bring in that license along with some sort of proof of residency, such as a utility bill or a lease or mortgage agreement, and we'll get you set up that way.
Something that's got that new address that says where you are in Vernon.
That's right. And I might say, if you belong to another library, you can bring that library card into any of our locations, and we can get you set up with what's called reciprocal borrowing, which means you can check out materials from our library just as if it were your own home library.
Okay, so even if you're on the side of town that goes to like Vernon Library, you can come over here and use it too.
That's right. Get your Vernon card established and then bring it over to here.
And they probably have about the same thing. And does it even cost a nickel anymore?
It does not. No, it's free.
Sometimes that's hard. That's a hard concept, especially if you're new to the area, to understand how much you can do here. Like you said, you can read everything on your tablet. You can walk in here and do it. People are always here to help out. And you've got programs. You've got the things that we think of as more traditional library things. You've got the story times, and you'll have summer book clubs, and you've got authors coming in all the time with some tremendous times where you can come in and meet the authors and things. And that stuff's going to continue.
Absolutely. And every 3 months we put out our newsletter, our Ins and Out newsletter, which provides a detailed list of everything that's being offered here at the library in terms of programming for both adults and children and teens too. Library news such as the expansion. We encourage people to follow us on Twitter or Facebook, where we also post information about our various programs. So our newsletter, you should have received one. Hopefully our residents received theirs in the mailbox late in February, which covers March, April, and May. Next one will be coming out in late May.
Just a lot going on, and you even take trips. You got all kinds of stuff going. It's like you really have to look into it, and if you want to get connected, this is a good place to connect with your neighbor and connect with resources and kind of just get yourself going in the community.
Definitely, and we like to think of ourselves as a community space, and with busy lives that we all have, it's great to come to the library and see your neighbors and community members, and even briefly just connect, or even stay for an afternoon. It really is an opportunity to get to know the library, but also the greater community.
Yeah. It's a nice connection spot. You can come here, and even if you're on your own just reading in the corner quietly, you're still going to be around other people. So, well, and we talk about how you support us, and you support us with a variety of things. How can we support you? I know one of the things coming up is you do a kind of a book sale.
That's right. In April, we have our Friends of the Library book sale. That is Friday, April 20th through Sunday, April 22nd. That is at our Libertyville location. We have two locations, the one here in Vernon Hills and our other one in downtown Libertyville. We have our Friends of the Library, which is our charitable arm of the library. They every year have a book sale that the proceeds benefit the library by providing funding for library programming, some capital improvements and whatnot. It's a great opportunity for folks to come in and pick up some books and AV materials at a really good price and support the library.
And is that something too, if somebody wanted to get more involved, can they contact somebody over here and say, I want to help out a little more than just visiting the sale?
Absolutely. The Friends of the Library are always looking for people to assist them, not only in the annual book sale, but at other endeavors throughout the year as well. So feel free to talk to a staff member. We can make sure we put them in touch with the right people.
Well, this is a really exciting time to come over here and talk to y'all, and it's going to get more exciting because in a couple minutes the Hawthorne schools are going to let out, and it becomes really a place where all the kids get to do their homework. And thank you for taking care of those kids as they do that, because that's a nice spot for everybody to gather and get things done.
It is a hopping place in the afternoon, and the kids I think really make this library what it is, and that is an active community hub.
Yeah, it is. It's full of life and it's wonderful. And if you haven't been over here, stop over here. Go online, check the Facebook, do all that. I sound like an old. Check the Facebook, check the Twitter, do all those things. But really get connected here with y'all. And thank you for all you're doing. Good luck on this. We will watch. We will be back when you start breaking ground because we love looking in the hole at all the things when things are under construction. So we'll come back over for that too.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We are over at one of the gyms at the Vernon Hills Park District Sullivan Center. We're here as we're rolling into our March show to talk about summer events and things like swimming and being outside and all those good things that we like to think about when the snow is deep and we're kind of getting tired. We're with Matt DeWitt. He's one of the supervisors over here, and your deal is the Family Aquatic Center. Now, I hope to see water in there soon. Right now, it's like it would be like an ice rink, but you're getting ready for your season.
We are getting ready for the season. We're really excited. We've got a few things coming up in our up our sleeves, so it's kind of hard to think about that here this early. But we start thinking about it pretty often. So
all year round. So we should watch for a few new features up your sleeve. Okay, that's good to know. I assume you're going to have passes available, and you still have that early bird where if I buy my pass like before the end of April, I get a little discount.
yes, you'll actually save about 10% on your pass if you buy before the end of April.
Okay. And that's always good too if you've got a few people in your family that need it. Those little discounts help a lot. So, and when we talk about that Family Aquatic Center, if you've not been over there, you have it's more than a pool. It's more than an outdoor pool. There's a lot. Can you just, in a quick nutshell, kind of summarize what you've got over there?
Yeah, we have 2 pools, one being a 6-lane lap pool, and then we also have 3 slides. One is a tube slide, and then we also have 2 body slides. And then our tube slide actually leads into a 700-foot lazy river, which is a lot of fun. And then we also have a sand pit with a little play structure for kids too.
And you've got some zero depth where like you see all kids of all ages in there because there's something for everybody.
We do. We have a kiddie pool, which is a zero depth pool, which means that it starts at literally it's like a beach. You can kind of walk in. And it has a few little spray features in it, and then it goes to about 3.5 feet. And then we also have our other pool, our main pool, is also a zero depth, leads into a 6-lane lap pool.
Okay. So, and there's a lot to do. So, like if the parents and caregivers are out there, you can find a beach chair. There's grassy areas to sit. You got a concession stand. It's just a nice day to spend your time over there. And it's open to everybody. Correct? You don't have to be a Vernon Hills resident to come and use it.
Correct. You don't have to be a Vernon Hills resident to actually come to the Family Aquatic Center. We do have discounted rates for residents, but anybody can come on. We have people. I've seen people from out of country coming over, and they loved it. So.
Well, and we talk about that too. It's a great place for parties, like kids' parties, family reunions, corporate events. Is that still something people can sign up for?
It is. We do have birthday party packages that you can purchase. And then we also have group rates. We also have, if you wanted to rent out the facility, you could rent out the facility as well for a corporate event or a huge family reunion. We typically have 1 or 2 of those every year.
Yeah. So cool stuff. And you usually have a few special events that come up, like Flick and Float, and camping, and all kinds of little tricks up your sleeve. So I imagine we should watch for those tricks up your sleeve as the summer unfolds.
Yeah, just check our website and also in the brochure that you should have received late February, and we're really excited for this summer. So.
We're all really excited for this summer. When we think about summer too, you've got all that going on at the Family Aquatic Center, but we should touch base and remind people that over at Lakeview Fitness, you can swim all year round over there, and you've got your swim teams and all kinds of stuff happening over there. So you don't have to wait till it warms up, but there's stuff to do at the Park District all the time.
There is, whether it's freezing outside, kind of like it is right now, or it's hot and 90 degrees. We've got something that involves water at some point.
Yeah, there you go. It's one of the nice things about the Vernon Hills Park District. And as you said, people should have gotten your brochure it's like a catalog, and you should have gotten at the end of February, or go online, or come and ask questions, or drive by and look at the facility when the time comes. If you're new to town and haven't come down Aspen to look at the Sullivan Center and the Family Aquatic Center, it's worth a trip to see what's happening over here. So, well, thank you for taking the time. And if people want to find out more, like we said, website, brochure, and you're here to help too.
Oh, of course. We're always here to help. Feel free to, like I said, check the website, call into our front desk. The ladies up there are always more than helpful. They love actually helping people out. So,
Very good.
yeah.
And remember, the pool's going to start by, we hope to open, what is that, Memorial Day to Labor Day? Did I get those in the right order of the holidays?
Yeah. May 26th is opening day, so we're already counting down.
Yeah, there you go. We're all counting down. So thank you for taking the time, Matt. And remember, that's one of the wonderful gems in our community is the Family Aquatic Center. So thanks for getting that ready for us soon. We are here at Little Learners Preschool at the Sullivan Center. We're with Miss Gail Herman and Anna Swain. And now you guys, we're talking summer already. We know people are watching this in March, but now is actually the time to start thinking summer camps. This is when you start filling up your camps. Another great camp season coming up. I know there's a couple of changes. You've got some flexibility built in and some changes.
Lots of changes this summer. We actually have gotten rid of the buses to and from camp in order for us to offer 2-week sessions this summer. That is our biggest change.
Okay, when you say 2-week session, so that means if I only need camp, like a little bit of camp in July and a little bit of camp in August, I can work that out now.
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Now, Anna, your thing is you're the before and after school care person. So you have a way too that if somebody needs coverage from early in the morning before when I drop off for work till late in the day, you've got programs for that now. You've got coverage that you can give parents.
Correct. We have the extended camp, which starts at 6:30 in the morning, and then the extended in the afternoon goes until 6 p.m.
So if somebody needs that kind of flexibility, you can help them put together that kind of program.
Correct.
Okay, and when somebody uses that extended, is that headquartered out of Sullivan Center then?
Yep, that is located at Sullivan Center, and then we bus from here to the campsites, and then from campsites back to the Sullivan Center.
Okay, so a parent just needs to get to the Sullivan Center in the morning, and summer camp is taken care of.
Yep,
So,
correct.
excellent. So and let's talk about the camps themselves. So we've got before and after, and then you've got a whole range of camps for different ages, different interests. How young, how old do you have to be in a camp, or can you be?
We start at going in to be 3 years old by September 1st, and then we go all the way to current 7th graders.
Okay, so when we talk about, like, when you're looking in your brochure and you're trying to figure out what to sign your child up for camp, think about what school year they're in right now in March. That's the year you're going by.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if a 7th grader now goes into a 7th grader camp.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
And let's talk about some of those things you have available, because I know we think of sports camps and things like that. You've got kind of a whole range of things you offer.
We do. We offer tot camps. We offer girlfriends camps. We offer a camp called SOS, which is a service camp, a road trip camp that includes more field trips than maybe the rest of the camps do. So we have something for everyone.
Let's talk about that SOS, because that's kind of a different one. So that's that. Is that summer of service? Do I have that right?
Correct, yeah. That's some of it.
What kind of things do the kids get to do in there?
Well, we go to the pool 2 times a week, and then one day is a field trip, and then 2 of them are community service trips, which are either Feed My Starving Children could be one of them, the food bank, Barney's Book Bank,
Well, there are a lot of things they can do around here. So you get them to, like, Bernie's Book Bank and help them. Okay.
Yeah.
So and how old do you have to be for that one? Is that for the older kids?
Yep, that is for going into, for in 4th grade and then for up to 7th grade.
Okay, so you get a nice group of older kids that get to do things, and so they get to swim and have fun, but they also get to help. So.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, that's always been a really popular one, too. So when we talk about camps, we're watching in May. You should have had the brochure at home at the end of February. The website's ready to go. But this is really when people start signing up for their camps and their summer programs.
It is, and we want you to sign up. We want them to sign up now because we need to arrange our field trips, our service projects. We need to know how many people we're going to employ, things like that. It just makes it so much more fun to know actuals.
Well, let's talk about an aside there. The Park District is a big employer during the summer, so this is the time too. If you've got a young person or somebody home from college, this is the time to think about being a lifeguard or a camp counselor or things like that.
You can apply online or go to our website, and there it is.
Well, then we talk about the website. There's a lot of information there because I know it isn't like you guys just hibernate and then summer comes and then you begin to work. You're always putting together programs. You got before and after school care all year round, even during the school year.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so that's something parents can look into. Information's online, information's in that brochure, and you guys are always helpful, especially when you're trying to piece together a program. So you guys are here to help too, right?
Absolutely. Call us, email us. We'd be glad to help.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for getting ready for summer. We can't wait for summer. I think we all feel that way. Let's get summer going.
That's
So,
right.
okay, thank you. So remember, look in your book, go online, come and ask some questions. But this is the Park District is a great resource for all of our families. Thank you. Well, now we're here with Jack Shearer. Jack is the guy that takes care of special events around the Park District. I mean, the Park District is a busy place all year round, and as it gets into summer, it gets even more busy. Right now, as people are watching this in March, they may have just gone to the Craft Beer Fest, which is a very adult-themed thing. So, yes, you've got for all ages, though.
Yeah, kids, families, adults, we have everything here. So.
Exactly. So that's the kind of stuff coming up now. At the end, toward the end of the month, you've also got the Hoppin' Holiday Hunt. Now there might still be space available for that. That's a very popular one. But as people watch, can you tell us a little bit about the Hoppin' Holiday Hunt?
Yeah, so we do a Easter egg hunt for 3 different age groups, have a little continental breakfast, and usually some sort of entertainer, balloon artist, magician, sort of thing. So it does fill up pretty quick. So.
Well, another thing you've got coming up that's a favorite from around here for everybody is Loop the Lakes. You've got that run around beautiful Century Park.
Right, so it's a 5K run or walk, whatever you want to do. It's also recently certified by USA Track and Field. We got the certification last year. So if people want to use that time for qualifying or if there's some sort of record, it is fully certified.
And you've got, but yet at the same time, this is also one of those where I know whole families do it. It's like just like kind of their family outing, so even little kids do it.
Oh yeah, kids will come out, and it's it's not too difficult. Maybe just one hill on the island, but it's a pretty easy run.
Yeah. And it's beautiful at Century Park. It's a great thing to have out there.
Yeah, it's a very scenic route.
Okay. And if you wanted to sign up for Loop the Lakes, which is in, I believe, April, how do you go about signing up?
So you can come in and sign up in one of our facilities or online, and we also have registration available at active.com.
So that's what a lot of these programs, a lot of things you have to sign up for. Some things you have to pay for. Some of them are free, but just a lot of things you can sign up for by going online and clicking the buttons.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And I know as we talk about that, to sign up, you do show residency because there's residence at rates and then non-resident rates. Can you go into that a little bit? All I have to do is come over here and show that I live in the Park District, correct?
Yeah, that's right. You just bring over some sort of proof of residency, a bill from your cable or anything like that, to show that you live in our area, and you can get that reduced rate.
Exactly. And then you end up with a code that you can use to do all these things all year round. So that's a good thing to know. So that was, we also have, you've got things coming up in the summer like Kite Flying Day and you have World Day of Play, I think, in the fall. All these things, those are like free things that you can just show up in the park, and there's a lot to do.
Yeah, so the kite fly is actually going to take place right after our Loop the Lakes, and it'll be on Century Park Island. Come out, and we just, some years we have 50 kites, some years 100. It just depends on the weather, but it's always fun, great activity for families.
Excellent. So those are the kind of things to look for. Mighty Kids Triathlon. Now that's something that a lot of families, I think it's gotten bigger every year. Is that still on the schedule to do that again this year?
Yeah, definitely. It's become one of our really popular athletic events for the kids, especially. Showing them something, let them do something that they see, adults do all the time. It's a really cool experience for them.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of things like. And for the breadth of things, so we've talked about having, a continental breakfast with the bunny, all the way to fishing and learning to fish days and things like that. You just have a very wide range of things. And then I assume that when we get to the end of the summer, maybe a Rib Fest again. Is that kind of what we're thinking?
Definitely. We're definitely going to be doing Rib Fest again in August.
So we've got stuff for all ages, all interests. And it's just one of those things to keep track of the whole schedule. You really got to go online and just keep abreast of all that stuff.
Yep. Online and in our brochure, right at the beginning, you'll see all those events listed.
It was a good time. So thank you for taking care of getting all of us, keep getting us out and about with all these events. And again, people should just get out and check the parks. I mean, the parks have, you've got hundreds of acres of beautiful parkland. You've got playgrounds. You've got walking paths. You just want people out in the parks and using them. You want to be used. That's what it is.
Definitely. That's what they're there for. Our parks team does a great job of keeping them up, looking beautiful all the time.
Wonderful. So these are some of the events you can watch for. Go to your brochure, go to the website, give Jack a call. If you see him around an event, ask him a question. Come up with a suggestion for him. You're always open for new suggestions.
Always.
But always just keep involved and get out in our parks and let's be active. So thanks for the time, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn.
Well, there's always a lot to do at Hawthorne Mall, and for generations people have been coming here to shop, to eat, to go to the movies, to walk around in comfort. And now we're going to be able to come over here and ice skate, which is pretty cool. We are at the skate room, which is in the upper level of the Hawthorne Mall, next to Penny's. You won't be able to miss it. It's right next to the food court. And we're here with the people who are the brainchild behind that. They've put together this unique entertainment opportunity right here for us in Hawthorne Mall. And with that, we are here to welcome you. Welcome to Kevin Jotkus, who is one of the people who is behind this. You and your wife, Elena, this is your big idea, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, how did you come up with this idea to skate in the mall? I've never seen anything like it.
Yes, the main idea of having ice rink in a mall or just ice rink open for public skating is just I felt we don't have enough ice rinks for public skating open like during the weekdays, even the weekends. So we open like 70 hours a week and for public skating, and people can come and skate.
So you've been, I can tell you know how to skate. Now, Kevin did say I could skate, and I thought my physical therapist and my lack of ability would not be good for anything. But you obviously have a skating background. So is that how some of this
I've
came?
been skating all my life and been in sports, and I have two boys, and when we was growing younger, we were trying to get to skating arenas, and this always was busy with hockey tournaments, games, and was not enough public skating hours open. So this was one of the ideas to have something like this open for public.
So how did you end up in Vernon Hills and at Hawthorne Mall? What was the draw here?
Sure. So I've been living like in area, so I know the area, and we decided just to start something new, more near house, not near home kind of thing.
So you know the area, so you knew the mall, you knew that kind of, and there's a lot of families that come around here, and like you said, you couldn't find that a lot of open skating time. So you guys are open every day?
We open 7 days a week, 10 to 9, the same as the mall hours, so like 11 hours a day. And we always have instructors on ice to help the kids to learn how to skate, even we're not making the class, special class, even we do classes, skating classes, but also we have instructors on ice to help and teach the kids. If somebody doesn't know, just beginners who just starting to skate, and we're not charge extra for that too.
Okay, so you've got adults kind of out here helping all the time. So if I brought, is there an age limit of how young you have to, or how old you have to be to learn to skate?
Yes, if I say if you can walk, you can skate.
He says to me, but he's never seen me skate. So, well, let's talk about that. So if you can teach the little babies how to skate.
The youngest I had was 2.5 years, who was the first timers. And then the oldest was like 57, I think, lady. She came, she said she never skated, but she liked to learn how to skate. So this was my experience at skate room in the past 3 months.
So in the past, you've been open since fall.
Yes.
So what we should do is get that widened out. We'll see if we can get somebody even younger and even older, because really skating is, it's a great exercise. It's a great thing to be able to do.
Yes, definitely. It's a great activity. From my experience here at Skate Room, I can see how the kids love it, and the adults. And on top of all the fun we have, we're getting a great workout building up all the, cardio, upper body, lower body. So it's not only feet, it's upper body works too, because the way you balance and the way you skate, it gives you like all physical workout really good. So
Let's talk about this facility too, because this isn't real ice. It's not cold in here. It's very comfortable in here. This is synthetic ice that acts just like real ice.
that's correct. Thank you. Yes, and I always say this is the best synthetic ice, and there is a reason for it. The synthetic ice was in the market for many years, so it's not something like brand new product. But this particular material, it's what's exclusive about it. It's got natural oils built inside the panels, so you don't need to respray, you don't need to refinish with any oils or something just to make it more gliding, more slippery. So the oils built inside the panels, when the skate goes over the surface, is release the oil. The material release the oil. This is what makes it really glide. So
I was going to say, this looks slippery. I've sometimes in other types of synthetic ice, after a while it gets a little less slippery. So.
Exactly. So this one we did a lot of research. We did worked with all different manufacturers before we decided to choose this one, and that's definitely the great experience. Of course, there's a little maintenance involved, like you just need to take care of your product like anything else, like a car or So, but it's really low maintenance. It's nice. It's not cold here, so we have a lot of skaters. We just wear like t-shirts. We don't need to wear any heavy clothes. I say just bring socks.
Well, here's a question too. So if I'm just walking around in the mall with my family and I don't feel like shopping anymore, and I just pop in here, but I didn't think to bring my skates, how do I skate here?
Exactly. So we have hockey skates here, and we're providing, including with our rental. If you have your own skates and you like to bring your own hockey skates, you can do that. Otherwise, we have the skates always available, and all different sizes, so like from the very small to very big.
Okay, so even if it's just a last minute, I decide to pop in here, you can take care of me and I can go skating.
Exactly.
Well, and so you said hockey skates, so if somebody has figure skates, that's not exactly what you're wanting out here.
The only one reason the figure skates may damage the panels because of the topic. Yeah, so this is the only one reason why we're not trying to not allowed it. However, I had this one story where the two ladies came around 80 years old. We brought their own figure skates, and they told me we like to skate. And I say, we're not allowed the figure skates here because it may damage the panels, because when you do the spins, it may damage the panels. And one of them looked at me and say, do we look like we're gonna do a lot of spins here? So I let him skate. It was okay. Wake up.
If you're in the over 80 group, you can probably sweet talk your way into that, but everybody else should be on hockey skates, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well, let's talk about this in here too, because when we came in, you had music going, you were teaching somebody how to skate, and I know you've got special events going on here. And one of the things that looks pretty interesting is your disco night.
Yes, definitely. So disco night, we have a great music. We have a DJ every Friday, 6 to 9. So we do the disco night with nice, good lights, good
You have a
music.
disco ball and everything?
Disco ball for sure. Exactly. I can turn around.
We may have to turn that on. So, well, and then we talked about little kids and people learning to skate and people of all ages. It seems like a good place for like a birthday party or a corporate event. Is that something that you could rent the place for?
Sure. So we do a lot of birthday parties and corporate events. We have a separate birthday party room. Yeah, so this is what we set up. Typical for birthday parties or corporate events, we do like 1 hour of the skating on ice, and then 1 hour in the party room. We include like food and drinks kind of, so it depends on the package, what event we're doing and what's we can customize. And for the ice skating in 1 hour, we include 30 minutes of free skating, and then another 30 minutes we try to do like a game. So we do like a race game, we make 2 teams, so just kind of make it more fun, not just like to being like on ice just skating. So, everybody, the kids and adults have more fun. The racing games actually, the kids having more fun and more excitement than the kids sometimes.
So a real activity for everybody. So this is really a place for all ages, all year round. comfortable all the time. You're here to help everybody learn. So really, if somebody wants to know more, a great place to look is on your website. And in fact, I saw on your website, sometimes you have secret codes to get discounts.
That's exactly. So we had January, we had $5 off our new sign-ins, people who signing in. And yeah, so we're trying to work out always something with something additional discount for our customers, definitely.
Okay, so it's really a good idea to take a look at the website. And if you want to find out more, you and your wife are over here probably all the time. So you guys are the guys that we can ask if we've got questions, so people can just stop in and find out more.
Definitely. And through the website, there is very easy to send email or call if anybody has any questions. We a lot of do like skating lessons too. So besides helping out the kids, some people prefer to make appointment and come up with exact time and to have the lesson done like personal. So we do those as well, and that can be booked through the website. So we have a booking page on the website for the lessons or birthday parties. So it can be done through there, or we can simply call or email as well. So we're trying to be very flexible and comfortable for our customers and help out either way.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. This is a really unique place. It's a really neat place, and I think everybody's really excited about it. And I'm telling you, over spring break when you're watching this is going to be the place to be. And then when it gets to be summer, to be able to come in here and skate anytime, this is just awesome. So thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for coming too, and I appreciate. And the only one detail I can say for the summer we do summer camps. So we're working with some camps, and we have one in-house camp as well. So there's something to consider if you want your kid to be in a skating experience through the summer. This is maybe the place to consider.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, and good luck with all of this, and we'll come back and visit you in 10 years when you're got everybody learn to skate in town. That'll be awesome.
Sounds good. Maybe sooner.
Thank you. Take care.
Good afternoon, and thank you for watching today. If you don't recall, Fireman Tony's my name, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Adopt a Fire Hydrant. This program's basically to help you help us in the event of an emergency. We're looking for you guys out there to take care of local fire hydrants, your fire hydrants. In the event of an emergency, we're going to need quick access to get water from the fire hydrant to put out a fire. So what I'm looking for is to get a shovel and clear away the snow so that we can get access to this fire hydrant in an emergency. It only takes a few minutes, depending on the amount of snow, of course, but clear away the snow so that the fire hydrant is visible from the road. If you notice, it's way up high and buried. We got to get it clear, folks. You can even shovel a pathway out to the road for us. In the summertime, clear the debris, keep the grass low around it, move the trash away from it. But if you take the time to adopt a fire hydrant, we'll get you one of those nice certificates. Have a safe day, and for more information, go to www.countrysidefire.com.
If you have comments or questions, please contact Mike Stordo at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@thehills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.